Hey guys, welcome to another narrated match video, this time from the Wake County Firearms Education and Training Center Action Pistol League. This time I was shooting with my Glock 17 with the magazines fully loaded, since there are no magazine restrictions or anything in this match, which ended up being a little bit of a problem here on this first stage. You just had to reload somewhere in the stage. You'll see in a minute as I'm moving to the second position. Failed to seat the mag because it was full. This is a little shoot house with a lot of kind of long shots. It's easy to lose a target in here. I ended up being really happy with the draw, especially on this first stage, just in terms of getting on target and getting the shots off, especially while moving. It's probably the best draw I've ever done in a match so far. That second reload wasn't bad either. And since this was a relatively elaborate stage for this match, they just had us shoot it twice, which is interesting. It's always a nice experience because I find I usually will shoot it faster the second time. The first one just ends up being a good rehearsal for the second one. It's a live fire walkthrough. And indeed, this time, the second time around was way better because I nailed the reload. Made sure my hands weren't as slippery because it was kind of humid. And for the most part, hit my mark in terms of getting to where I needed to be to shoot the target when I needed to be there. Except for, right here where I kind of hesitated. I just needed to cross the gap. That's definitely something for me to work on, moving when there's a target available because I just wanted to shoot him right then. This actually ended up being the worst stage of my match, just these 4 long-distance shots. And you can see I barely clipped the barricade right there. I was just too focused lining it up and trying to not lean too far out of cover and overcommit. And I ended up undercommitting, and 9mm doesn't really punch through wooden barricades that well. You can see this is like the longest unload and show clear ever as I'm looking at that target and wondering where it went. Yeah, there it is.
Who's ready? Stand by.
Yeah, you can barely see it, but it definitely, the gouge in the barricade was there. Movement was a little weird here, but, the usual keep the gun high. Felt like I wasn't fully committing. But it seemed to work out.
John, go ahead and show clear.
I'm like, what is going on here?
All right, we're clear.
This last stage ended up winning me the match, and it was actually the only stage I took first overall on. The others, I was, second or third. But that's the thing about winning matches. It's not about necessarily stage wins. It's about consistency across the entire match and not throwing any big stages. I was actually amazed with the miss from the last stage that I pulled it out, but this just ended up being an unexpectedly strong run on this one. Me and my buddy were kind of competing, and this was the stage that it all came down to. I was waiting to hear the time.
Clear, 10:76.
I only needed 13 seconds or better to win and shoot it clean, and it was enough.